put side spin on the cue ball, it no longer tracks true. Now you have to estimate how much is it going to deflect or squirt, and then how much is it going to help, okay? So if you don't have to have side spin, jettison that, get rid of that. If you're an expert, you'll lose about 20% of your accuracy. But if you don't play 8-10 hours a day, you're going to lose more than 20% of your accuracy per shot. Do we really need to make the sport harder? Isn't it hard enough?
That is also what we call English, right?
English, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just like get that straight.
Now the time to do it, okay, there is a time.
Sorry.
And what happens is this, when the object ball is frozen to the rail, and a lot of times you'll hear this, hit the rail and the ball at the same time. It's not true. Dr. Dave proved that's not true. Okay, because when that momentum's coming this direction and you hit the rail and the ball at the same time, you're carrying the 14 ahead with it into the rail before it gets there. But if you say, well, it works here, yes, it does, because that pocket's bigger than a ball. So even there, when you hit the rail and the ball at the same time, the object ball always goes in up here, over here. Okay, it's just that when you start hitting the rail and the ball at the same time out here, now it doesn't go in the pocket anymore, it goes up here when you do that, from that friction of that impact coming in there. Okay, now the side spin thing, when we have extreme side spin coming in here, like this, if we hit, a credit card thickness early or near the same time, that improves that margin of error. So even though we get some of the accuracy, it helps that. But you don't transfer spin to the object ball like people try to indicate. Doesn't work. It's proven. See, when I clatter these two balls together, here, like this, listen. Hear it? There's a momentary flat spot, and you can transfer just a whisker of side spin. But when you nick the edge of that ball, there's not that heavy concussion. You don't get that flat spot, there's no flat spot. You're not going to transfer shit. And just imagine if these are two hard chrome steel ball bearings that these have elasticity. Those don't have much. It wouldn't matter what spins on that chrome steel ball bearing. There's no friction. It just goes by there and just rolls. It doesn't catch any side spin. And the only reason we're putting side spin on the cue ball here to make that is that it improves the margin of error width-wise of where it can hit over here when it's thin like that. When it's less than 45 degrees, just aim for that spot. So when we get out here like this, extreme, and it's very, very missable, and now I'm going to put extreme left English on here. Let me move it back where I can reach it, okay? We're going to put extreme left on here. Well, it's a hard shot. Do you agree? And now I have to aim, because I'm going to get so much squirt with my cue. It's going to have all that spin. I'm going to have to aim for here to end up hitting the rail slightly first to get that in there. Okay, and it's the most uncomfortable shot because I'm not even aiming at the place I'm going to end up hitting because there's going to be squirt in here. But this does improve the margin of error, where if I don't use side spin, now I just got to go naked in there and hit it exactly right. So I probably have about 3 or 4 times the amount of times I'll make it with side spin versus just try to go naked without it. Now, can you look down? Do you see I'm aiming at the edge, like almost a third of the 14? Can you see it? Robin, can you see? Yeah.
That again.
And that's just a hard shot, but that's your best chance to make it. So anytime you're 45 degrees or greater, that's the way you want to play that shot. If it's less, don't throw side spin on there. The only time we use side spin to make a ball, there's only 2 times. There's only 2 times in the world that we ever use side spin to make a ball. One is when you're 45 degrees or greater out here. That improves your margin of error to make this ball. The other one's a masse. Any other time that you're using side spin, it better be to get the cue ball position. If you're using it to make the ball, you're doing it wrong. You're not throwing the balls in. Okay, it doesn't work like that, just because I showed you. Unless you hit them really heavy, and even then it's so iffy about how much you transfer. So you try not to. So all these shots that we're shooting, no side spin, guys. No, do yourself a favor. You'll make 3 or 4 times the volume of them if you can go without, learn to do it without the side spin. They're all hard. They're all hard, just so you know. They're all hard. But they get more difficult, and we don't need to make the pool more difficult. We need to make it as simple as possible. Less difficult. There's nothing simple. Yeah, we're going to try to make it less difficult.
Where was your cue ball when you did that last time? And where did you aim for?
I have to aim to hit. This has to come down here. I'm going to squirt it a lot, so I have to aim for here to hit here. Because it's going to push that cue ball out to the side. Remember the squirt deal that we talked about? Yeah, I'm just exactly. It's hard for everybody. Well, hell, you saw me just step up there and miss it. That's how hard this is. It's not an easy shot. I'm going to hit it better this time now. But look how much spin was on there. It hit before the side pocket on that thing cut. So you know.
It looked like you were aiming like here.
Yeah. Well, I got to turn that soft speed and look. I got to have it carry spin all the way down here and then respond.
And this part to the left is like you're so
tons of squirt.
Cute.
Yeah.
Can I ask this? How much, like say, okay, you adjust for squirt just a little bit, right, on a cut shot. Well, what is your margin of adjustment? Like, how do you know how much to adjust for?
Playing the same cue
Over and over.
thousands of hours. Yeah, there is no way to assess
By
that.
white carbon shaft, you don't have to do nearly as much adjustment.
Not nearly as much. Yeah, the carbon fiber does seem to be better. I will agree with that. But it doesn't eliminate squirt like they try to tell you. It's a property of physics. You can reduce it or increase it based on the construction characteristics of your cue. You cannot eliminate it. So if they tell you that, this is someone that doesn't know what they're talking about.